Financial management exam. I'm sure a lot of you are preparing for financial management exam and have a list of concerns as to what should you do in the last 24 hours, in the last one day. So I have a few important tips for you. See how you can incorporate those. You know that a 100 marks FM exam has around 40 marks worth of theory. So doing theory well is going to help you get closer to the passing line. So as a first to do, ensure that you have read all the theory MCQs and you have read all the concepts so that you can attempt those questions with ease. Second tip, we have a lot of formulas across the chapters. In cost of capital, there are a list of formulas. In ratio analysis, there could be around 20 formulas. There are some in investment appraisal, in working capital. So basically every topic has formulas. The next step, you should read all the formulas twice so that in the exam you are not confused in terms of which formula to apply. Now, when you have a section C question, while we cannot say that a section C question will come from this particular unit, we can definitely fix an approach on how to handle a section C question. First thing, read the requirement. Understand what exactly is being asked. After that, read the narrative. After you have read the narrative, make a list of all the adjustments that you might have to handle. For example, if the question is about calculation of net present value, you know there could be an adjustment on inflation, working capital, depreciation, usage of the right cost of capital. So all of these adjustments could be there. Make a list so that you do not miss out on any adjustment, and then plan out your answer and start solving. If this numerical question is supported by a theory question later, make sure that your answer is crisp and yet you have explained every point in detail. Now, a tip that I've personally used, say for example a question says, give me 4 features of NPV and explain those. You have last 5 minutes left. You don't have enough time to write all the 4 features in detail. What you could do is write down the subheadings. Uses time value of money, considers cash flows, whatever those features are. Write down the features, leave 3 lines in between. You have written down the 4 features, then start writing the narrative. He is more likely to grant you marks for the 4 subheadings you have written. For those 4 subheadings, you could get more marks than if you write just 2 and explain those in detail. I am not asking you to not write the explanation, but write the heading first, then the explanation. Leave 2 lines in between if need be. When it comes to questions on foreign exchange or interest rate risk management, you have to keep in mind that these questions require a step-based approach. You have to follow a procedure, be it a money market hedge, be it a forward hedge, be it a question on FRA, interest rate related FRAs. These questions follow a particular pattern. Make sure that you have memorized the pattern if need be to tackle these questions properly. When you approach a question on cost of capital, there are only a couple of things that they can test you on. There are only 2 types of questions if you have observed those questions properly. One question type is calculate weighted average cost of capital. Calculate the cost for each source, take the weights, get the WACC. Second approach is for those questions which say, should I prefer equity financing, should I prefer debt financing, or any way the question is presented, you should know that the crux of the question is it leading to an increase in shareholders' wealth? Calculate the EPS, calculate the value per share. If under the new proposal there is an increase in the overall shareholder wealth, go in for that. The question might be presented in many ways, but it asks you just one thing: is this approach leading to an increase in shareholders' wealth? End of story. Questions on sources of finance, Islamic finance, venture capital, these are rote learning kind of questions. So make sure that you have read that part properly. Questions on working capital and investment appraisal and cost of capital, when they come in section A and B, make sure that you have read the requirement properly. For example, a question could say the answer should be to the nearest 100. Now you are more used to nearest 1000 or nearest million. So if you do not pay attention to this instruction, you will lose marks. With respect to theory based MCQs, maybe what you could do is solve the theory based MCQs first and then go over to the numerical part. One smart approach that you could take in case you are confused is using the method of elimination. Remove those which are obviously not the answers and then focus on what remains with you after you have gotten rid of the non-answers. Now, make sure that specifically when you are attempting questions on dividend policy, questions on capital structure, questions on efficient market hypothesis, have those key points in mind in terms of when is the market considered semi-strong efficient, when is it considered not efficient at all, what is the random walk theory. Now these are simple concepts but they can be tested in many ways. So make sure that you read these parts carefully before you go for the final exam. Most important of all, if you are unable to answer an entire section C question or a couple of section A questions, it's fine. Your entire paper is not just that one question. You still have 80 marks worth of paper which you know how to write. And out of those, if you attempt those 80 with the right frame of mind, you will be able to secure the 50s and 60s that will help you to pass. Do not panic. Do not get crippled by that tension. Just ensure that you know what you are doing and you read the question carefully and write the answer accordingly. You will manage the paper really well. Trust me. So all the best. Do well. If you have liked the tips and ideas that I have shared, please hit the like button. Do share this video with other friends of yours who are writing the FM paper, and do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For any other queries that you might have with respect to this or any of the professional courses, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section.